So get started in a child's pose. I'm gonna spotlight my video. So this week has been challenging, right? For a lot of us, for lots of different reasons. And I feel like me personally, I've been working through a lot of stuff, a lot of emotions, a lot of things that have been coming up that are pretty difficult to sit with, both about myself and what's going on in the world. And when this kind of thing happens, I find myself being really grateful for yoga, because pretty much the entire purpose of a yoga practice, a physical yoga practice, is to be able to effectively be introspective and to listen and to notice without judgment how we feel, what our thoughts are, what's going on inside, and to process all of those things, all those emotions, without letting them take over, without kind of becoming victim to what we feel. Because by naming the emotion and by almost seeing it as separate from us, from who we are fundamentally, we are empowered to then process it and move on from it. So just kind of what I'm thinking about today through class. The goal is to just listen inwardly. Notice what might bubble up, notice what you might be feeling, and just kind of allow yourself to be there in that space of feeling. And just kind of breathe through it and eventually allowing it leave your body when it's ready to go. So child's pose, super grounding posture, right? You're supported by the earth. You just kind of relax and notice now already what's going on in your brain. What are you feeling? What's going on in your body even? Start to breathe a little bit deeper. You might even sway your head side to side, feeling the center of your forehead on the floor, the weight of your hips sinking down towards your heels. Let's take a big, deep breath in through the nose. And exhale, let it go. And crawl your hands back to your feet and come up to a kneeling position. I don't usually teach breathing exercises, but we're going to do it today because I feel like it would be really grounding. Those of you, I'm thinking of you, Clara, you know this breathing exercise. I had to look back on my teacher training notes to remind myself what it was. So I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. We're going to breathe in for a count of 4. You hold the breath for a count of 4. You breathe out for a count of 6. You hold for 2, and then you repeat the whole process. So it's 4, 4, 6, 2. And I'm going to count you through it. And when I say inhale, that's a count of 1, right? So just know that as we're going through it. And it might take you a few rounds to get the rhythm of it, but don't worry about it. Just see if you can follow my voice with your breath. So close your eyes and place your hands palm over palm on your heart. And we'll start with a couple big clearing breaths. So just take a big inhale through your nose all the way up. And open your mouth, sigh it out. One more big inhale. And exhale. Inhale for 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold, 2, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold, 2, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold, 2, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold, 2, one more, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Big inhale, and let it go. Good, you can keep your eyes closed if you like. Bring your hands to the floor, come to tabletop. We'll start moving through cat-cow. And if you want to sit with that for another moment, you're welcome to. And if you are listening to the playlist I sent along, it's the same one we listened to last week, just an FYI. You can hit play as you're ready, as you're starting to move through cat-cow. So sometimes closing your eyes as you move through cat-cow can help you shut out any other sensory distractions and feel a little bit more. Noticing what's going on, not in your body, but also what starts to bubble up in your mind as you move. Often in yoga, we find ourselves, or in any sort of physical exercise, having judgmental statements or feelings or thoughts about what our body can or can't do, or, I could do this yesterday, why can't I do it today, that kind of thing. And it's normal to have these feelings, so no need to have judgment if you notice yourself going down that path of thought, but just something to notice and see if you can reframe in your mind, knowing that you don't have to continue to have those feelings. But being curious about perhaps why they're coming up. And so as you're ready, you'll tuck your toes and come to downward dog. Starting to move a little here, pedaling your heels, getting comfortable, maybe nodding your head, feeling your breath. And maybe moving even a little bit more here, like perhaps shifting front and back to plank pose and back, or really exaggerating the shift side to side, just kind of noticing what kind of movement your body is craving or is comfortable with this morning. Let's start to come back to a traditional downward dog. And for this, step your feet a little bit closer together, so almost all the way to touch. Take a breath in, lift your heels up really high, lift your hips. On your breath out, bend your knees, push your weight back, push your belly back, look forwards. On your inhale, like you're pouncing, a high plank pose. And then exhale, tap your knees down, come to child's pose, but keep your toes tucked. Take a breath in here. Listen carefully. To come to downward dog, keep pushing the weight back, just to straighten your legs. So try not to shift forwards as you straighten your legs, a little bit harder. We'll do that a few more times. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, push the weight back, look forwards. Inhale like a pounce, plank pose. Exhale, child's pose, toes tucked. Take a breath in. Breath out, push the hips back, straighten the legs. Inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees, look forwards, load up that energy, and then pounce, push it forwards. Good, and then child's pose. Take a breath in. Keep the hips back, just straighten the legs, downward dog. Adding on this time, inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend your knees, pounce forwards, inhale. This time, exhale, right leg goes up and back. Right leg goes up and back. Whoops. Take a breath in, and breath out. Step the right foot forwards between your hands. Left knee can be up or down. It's up to you. I'm gonna grab blocks here. We're gonna pulse back and forth. So hands to the floor to blocks. Take an inhale. Exhale, lengthen the right leg, shift back, drop your head. 2 more times. Bend the right knee, inhale. And exhale, send it back. Again, inhale. And last time, exhale. Take a breath in, bend the right knee. And then step forwards, forward fold, top of the mat. And let's take a ragdoll. So grasp opposite elbows. Bend your knees a lot, let your belly rest on your thighs, just like we did in that preparing for pounce in downward dog. You might sway a little bit side to side. Tuck your chin to your chest. And then release your hands and slowly round your way all the way up to standing. Once you get to the top, inhale, both arms rise. And hands to heart center on your exhale. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold forwards, dive it down. Step your left foot back, take a breath in. And breath out, downward dog. Step your feet close together, lift your heels, lift your hips, inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, push the weight back. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, this time lower all the way down to your belly. Untuck your toes, tent your fingertips on the floor, point your elbows straight up. Inhale, lift your chest, wide cobra pose. Exhale, right shoulder dips, look to the left. Inhale up through center. Exhale, left shoulder. 2 more, inhale. Right shoulder. Inhale, deep breath in. And left shoulder. And come back through center, inhale. Exhale, push back, child's pose. Tuck your toes under, take a breath in. Keep the hips back, just straighten the legs, downward facing. Second side, lift the heels. Bend the knees, look forwards. Pounce, inhale, plank pose. Exhale, left leg goes up and back. Take a breath in. And breath out, left foot steps through. Runner's lunge, inhale. Exhale, lengthen the left leg, drop your head. 2 more, make it a rhythm. Inhale. And exhale. Bend the left knee. And lengthen the left leg. Inhale, bend the left knee. Exhale, step forwards, forward fold. Take ragdoll, but switch the clasp. So whatever you normally do, just flip it. Bend your knees a lot, let your head drop.
And then release your hands, roll your way up to stand. Inhale, arms rise. And hands to heart center, exhale. Inhale, arms rise like you're waking up. And exhale, forward fold. Right foot steps back, breath in. Breath out is downward facing dog, feet close together. Lift your heels. Bend your knees, look forwards. Pounce high plank. And all the way down to the belly. This time, untuck your toes. Reach your hands to the back of your mat. Interlace your fingers at the base of the spine. If you can't catch the interlace, that's fine. Just press your palms towards each other. So for Locust Pose, roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Stretch the heart forwards. Reach the clasp of the hands back, but keep looking down. Try to lower your shoulders out of the ears. One more breath in. Breath out. Release the right cheek down. Release your hands and just pause here. We're going to do one more. And then look down to the mat. Clasp your hands again. Take the opposite thumb on top if you can remember. It's probably the non-habitual one. And then roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Reach the heart forwards. Big stretch for the shoulders, the chest. If you'd like, you can add the legs, squeezing the hamstrings and the glutes to lift. One more inhale. And exhale, left cheek comes down. Release your hands. Take your hands under your shoulders and then push yourself back to a child's pose. Tuck your toes under, inhale. Exhale, push the hips back, just straighten the legs, downward facing dog. All right, inhale, we're adding on, lift the heels. Exhale, bend your knees, look forwards. Big pounce plank pose, inhale. Exhale, right leg up and back. Breath in, and breath out, step the right foot through. Take an inhale. And just one time, exhale, lengthen the right leg. Bend the right knee, inhale. Exhale is a twist, so right arm goes straight up. Try to straighten the left leg. Try to lengthen the right hip back a little bit. On your inhale, reach the right hand back, and then circle it down towards the floor. Go up again. This time, tap your left knee down, twisted quad stretch, or you're in an open twist. Your right hand reaches for the left foot. Almost there. Almost got it. Well, it's not there. Yay! Oh, that's so tight, my hamstring. Yeah, be careful of the hamstring cramp. It passed. Good. Slowly release what you got. Hands to the floor, runner's lunge, and then step forwards to forward fold. This time, flat back, inhale. Exhale, fold. Push into your feet, stand up, inhale, big breath in. Hands to heart center, exhale. Inhale, arms rise. This time, cactus the arms, so bend the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then catch and interlace at the low back. As you inhale, lengthen the arms, lift the chest. Exhale, bend the knees, bow forwards. Deep bend in the knees, drop your head. Lift your shoulders up and away from your ears, just like Locust Pose. You might bend one knee and then the other. Keep the clasp of your hands. Lengthen your spine, inhale. And exhale, hands to the floor. Left foot goes back, breath in. Breath out, down dog. Push into your hands, step back. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend your knees, load up that energy, push it forwards, high plank. To Chaturanga, lower halfway. Upward facing dog, inhale. And downward facing dog. Lift the heels, breath in. Breath out, load up that energy, pounce forwards, inhale, plank. Left leg goes up and back, exhale. Take a breath in. And step it through, breath out. Runner's lunge, inhale. One time, exhale, lengthen the left leg back. Inhale, bend the left knee. And exhale, twist. Left arm goes straight up. See if you can straighten the right leg. Push into the right hand, lower the right shoulder away from your ear. And then inhale, circle the left hand back, down, forwards. Just one big circle. As you go up and back again, tap the right knee down. Maybe you grab the right foot. Please assist. Oh, no, you don't. I'm feeling bendy today.
I'm feeling not bendy today. Maybe my stance was too wide before. Where do you feel it? Nowhere really. Push your hips, yes. One more inhale. And exhale, runner's lunge, release your hands. Lift the right knee, inhale. And then step forwards. Flat back, inhale. And exhale, fold. Stand up, arms rise, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms rise. Cactus the arms, bend the elbows, catch the interlace, opposite thumb on top, so non-habitual. Lift the chest, inhale, and bend your knees, bow forwards. We'll be here for a couple breaths, so whatever you want to do. Maybe bending a knee, and then the other, lifting one shoulder, and then the other. Keep the bind, flat back, inhale. Exhale, release your hands, forward fold. Right foot steps back, breath in. Downward facing dog. Lift the heels. Bend the knees, look forwards. Plank, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing, and then downward facing dog. One more round, lift the heels, lift the hips. Bend your knees, push back. Inhale, pounce to plank. Exhale, right leg up and back. Take an inhale. Step the right foot forwards on your exhale. Breath in. And one time, lengthen, breath out. Bend the right knee, inhale. Twist as your exhale, right arm goes straight up. And this time, push into your hand, side plank. Spin the left heel down, step the right foot back. Whatever variation of side plank you want. This is the only one that we're doing today. Lean the right hip in a little bit, and then lift the left hip up. Reach the right arm over your ear, take a breath in. Breath out, step the right foot forward slowly, and then turn to the left for a straddle forward fold. Just drop your head here. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, crawl your hands to the top of the mat. Take a breath in, and step forwards, forward fold. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, fold. Stand up, arms rise. Hands to your heart. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, cactus. This time you skip the interlace, take your hands to the backs of the legs, and as you fold forwards, you just glide your hands all the way back down the hamstrings, the calves, and then grab a hold of the backs of your legs, drop your head, and fold. Release your hands, lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Step the left foot back, breath in. Downward facing dog. Keep your ears open, we're coming right to Chaturanga here. Lift the heels, bend the knees, load up that energy. Pounce to Chaturanga, inhale. Stay here for the exhale. Good, upward facing, inhale. Downward facing dog. Lift your heels. Bend your knees, push back. Pounce to plank, inhale. Left leg up and back, exhale. Take a breath in. Left foot steps forwards on your breath out. Inhale. One time, lengthen the left leg. Bend the left knee, breath in. Twist, left arm straight up, push into the right hand. And then open up to a side plank, right heel spins down, left foot steps back, whatever side plank variation you're interested in this morning. Could be a knee down, could be traditional, could be lifting the left leg. Left arm reaches over your ear, breath in. Look down, step the left foot forwards on your breath out, and then turn to the right. Straddle forward fold. Just let your head hang. Flat back, inhale.
And exhale, crawl your hands forwards, top of the mat. Runner's lunge, inhale. Step forwards, forward fold as your exhale. Flat back, breath in. And forward fold. Stand up, arms rise. And hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep up. Cactus the arms. Take your hands to the hamstrings and let them glide on the backs of your legs as you dive down. Grab a hold of the backs of your shins or your calves. Bend the knees, tuck your chin to your chest. Flat back, inhale. Then exhale, fold. Step the right foot back, breath in. Downward facing dog, breath out. Remember, we're going right to Chaturanga. Lift your heels. Bend your knees, look forwards. Inhale is Chaturanga, pounce. Stay here for your exhale. Upward facing is your inhale, heart forwards, shoulders away from the ears. Downward facing dog. All right, so we're gonna move through just a couple of sunays here. And I will suggest working on jumping forwards and also jumping back. And what I want you to think about when you jump forwards is that loading up that we did, where you bend the knees, you push your belly back to your thighs. And then when you hop forwards, you want to see if you can keep this connection. Keep the connection of your knees bent, your belly and your thighs together as you hop forwards. That's what eventually one day is going to send you up into a handstand as you jump. Eventually, one day, you'll get there. All right, so from downward dog, step your feet closer together. Lift your heels and your hips, inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, push the weight back. Feel your belly and your thighs come together or almost together. And then with the breath out, you get your feet to your hands, hop. Flat back, inhale, uses a lot of core strength. Exhale, forward fold. Stand up, arms rise. And exhale, fold. Flat back, inhale. Bend your knees, feel your belly down on your thighs, plant your palms, and then you shoot the legs back, right to bend elbows. Shoot the legs back, elbows bend, Chaturanga. Elbows bend, good. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Two more together, lift your heels, bend your knees, push the weight back, load up the energy, keep the knees sucked in, hop forwards. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Stand up, arms rise. Then exhale, dive it down. Plant your palms, bend your knees, look forwards, heart forwards, push into your hands, shoot the legs back. Right to the elbows. Upward facing dog. Downward facing. One more together, lift your heels. Bend your knees, push back. See how light you can hop forwards. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, fold. Push into your feet again, rise. And fold. Palms to the floor, flat back. Inhale, look forwards. Exhale, heart forwards, feet back. Upward facing and downward facing. You can take a break here if you'd like for a few moments, or if you want to run through a couple more on your own, you can do that. If you are done moving, or when you are done moving, and once you've grabbed a sip of water, come to a seat, close your eyes, and just place your hands palm over palm at the center of your heart. Just notice the rise and fall of your chest as you breathe. And especially noticing the beating of your heart under your hands. Feeling that you are alive in this moment, you exist here in this moment. Knowing that even if we are separated by physical space,
You can feel a connection between each of us practicing together, breathing in unison. And just noticing whatever feeling, whatever emotion, thoughts, whatever bubbles up for you as you sit here in this space. Bring your hands to the floor, come to a tabletop. One of my favorite heart openers, puppy pose. So keeping your hips over your knees, crawl your hands forwards, and just let your chest melt to the floor. Try to allow yourself to be open here, allow yourself to be soft. Allow yourself to breathe a little bit deeper. And keeping your arms down, slide your hips forwards to a Sphinx pose. You might need to shift your hips back a little. And then angle your left hand towards the right corner of the mat and reach your right hand back. Bend the right knee. Grab a hold of the right ankle, so half bow pose. Once you've got the right ankle, kick into your hand. Let it lift the right shoulder open, and then push also into your left forearm. Reach the heart forwards. And try to lean your right ear away from the right shoulder, and lower at the same time the left ear from the left shoulder. So chest is really lifted. Take one more inhale. Exhale, slowly let it go, switching sides. So right hand angles towards the left side of the mat. Reach the left hand back as you grab the left ankle. Then once you got it, you kick into it, you lift, and you also push into the right forearm. Think of reaching the heart forwards. Keeping the neck long, so left shoulder and right shoulder away from the ear. One more breath in, and breath out, let it go. Child's pose, shift your hips back. We'll take side childs in both directions, so walk your hands to the right. Reach long through the left side of your body. And then crawl your hands back through center and then to the left. Reaching through the right fingertips. And then come back to center, tuck your toes under, take a breath in, keeping the weight back, keeping the hips back, downward dog. So adding on to our pounce concept this time, step your feet a little bit closer together, lift your heels, bend your knees, look forwards. This time, right knee, right tricep, and then right leg up and back. Take an inhale. Exhale, step your right foot forwards between your hands. And let's wiggle the right foot a little bit wider today and spin the left heel down. Warrior one, sweep your arms up. So you're really bending deep into the right knee, but you're pressing the outside of the left foot down. Inhale. Cactus the arms on your exhale. Lift the chest and then catch the interlace. Notice which thumb is on top here. Heart lifts, shoulders go down, inhale. Humble warrior as your exhale, bow forwards. Let your head drop, but keep reaching the center of the chest forward so the spine is long. Keep your hands where they are, but slowly release the clasp. So just reach the hands back. Take an inhale, left hand forwards. Exhale, warrior two, spin open, adjust your feet as you need to. Take your left hand, wrap it behind the low back for a half bind, and then right hand to your heart. Bend into the right knee, like you're reversing it, lean back, tilt back. And then side angle pose. Keep the right hand to your heart. Just take the right elbow down to the right thigh. And then notice this left shoulder, does it collapse in? Try to lean it back, lifting the chest. And you're thinking of your hand is right at the center of your chest and you're trying to puff up the chest into your hand. So filling up the palm of your right hand. And take a breath in. Breath out, release your hands to the floor inside the right foot for lizard lunge. So flip up the left heel.
Wiggle the right foot wide. And we'll pulse back and forth here. Maybe grab blocks if you want. Take a breath in. And breath out, lengthen the right leg. The left knee can be up or down, it's up to you. Bend the right knee, inhale. And send it back on your exhale. One more inhale. And exhale, and then this time straddle. So turn your toes, all 10 of them, to the left. Maybe adjust your feet if you need. And if you'd like, you can take Skandasana a few times, side to side, bending into your left leg, and then the right, or maybe even just lingering on one side. And then crawl your hands forwards back to your lizard lunge. You'll look forwards, take an inhale. Exhale, left foot outside the left hand, wide forward fold, really wide forward fold. Drop your head. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, fold. Push into your feet, stand up, arms rise, inhale. Hands to heart, exhale, and hop or step your feet together. Inhale, arms rise. Hinge at the waist, fold forwards. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, option to practice jumping to Chaturanga, or you could skip it, or you could just step back as normal. Feet a little closer. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, bend your knees, look forwards. Inhale, pounce left knee, left tricep. Good, exhale, left leg up and back. Take a breath in. And left foot steps forwards, a little bit wider, so wiggle it to the left, and then spin the right heel down, warrior one. Try to lengthen the sides of your waist, so lift up a little bit taller. Inhale. Bend the elbows. Catch the interlace, grab the opposite thumb on top, if you can remember. Inhale, lift the chest. Humble warrior, bow forwards. Try to bring the shoulder blades together. Slowly release the hands, but keep them back there. Right hand forwards, breath in. Spin open, warrior two as your breath out, adjust your feet as you need to. Right hand behind the low back, half bind, and then left hand to your heart. Lean back like you're reversing it, inhale. And then exhale, left elbow to left thigh, like a side angle pose, but lean the right shoulder back, see if you can lift your chest. Fill up your left hand. One more inhale. Hands to the floor, lizard lunge. Exhale, flip up the right heel, wiggle the left foot even wider. You might grab your blocks, I'm going to. We're pulsing it, so take a breath in, and then breath out, lengthen the left leg. Bend the left knee, and send it back. Inhale, left knee bends, and exhale, it lengthens, and then turn to the right for your straddle. And maybe a few Skandasanas or side lunges on either side. Crawl your hands forwards to a lizard lunge, hands inside the left foot. Look forwards, right foot outside right hand, it's a wide forward fold. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, fold. Push into your feet, stand up, inhale. Hands to heart center, exhale, feet to hips width. Inhale, arms rise. And forward fold. Flat back, inhale, plant your palms, option for Chaturanga or skip it. Try to send your feet back as light as you can when you hop. Continuing to add on this second round. Step your feet a little bit closer. Lift your heels and your hips, inhale. Bend your knees, load up that energy, exhale. Inhale, right knee, right tricep. Maybe there's a push up here. And then right leg goes up and back. Take a breath in. Right toes to right thumb, so a little bit wide. Same thing, spin the left heel down, warrior one. Take a breath in. This time, skip the cactus and the interlace, just lean forward, sweep the palms back. Inhale, left hand forwards. Exhale, spin open, warrior two. Right hand behind the low back, left hand to your heart. Tilt back, inhale. And exhale. This is the wrong way. Left hand behind the low back, right hand to your heart. Sorry. Right elbow to right thigh. Lean the left shoulder back, and then this time, see if you can lift the right elbow. So you're not leaning on anything. You're using the strength of your right obliques to keep you elevated. Take a breath in. Listen carefully. Keep your feet as they are, hands to the floor. So your feet are in warrior two, and then you crawl your hands to the left. So you're trying to reach your hands away from the right foot, and your feet are glued to the floor. The right side of your waist lengthens. And then crawl your hands to a lizard lunge. Flip up the left heel. Take a breath in. And lengthen the right leg back and your breath out. Just once. Bend the right knee, look forwards. I'm gonna grab 2 blocks for my hands here. This is a little bit different. We're coming into a very wide standing split. So hands on blocks can be helpful. You look forwards and you lift the left leg and you fold over the right leg and you drop your head. The tendency here, and it's quite difficult to avoid, is to dump all the way into the right hip. So if you can, see if you can lift the outer right hip up a little bit and lower the left hip a little bit while you keep your head relaxed. And then flex the left foot, push the left heel up towards the ceiling, feel the glute turn on, and we'll pulse that foot up for 3, 2, 1. Step the left foot all the way back, toes to the left, skandasana, bend into the left knee, lengthen that right leg. Maybe it's a side to side skandasana, or maybe you stay here. And crawl your hands back forwards, lizard lunge. Look forwards, inhale. This time malasana, left foot outside the left hand, and then bend the knees. So I try not to let my butt sink all the way down, because if you see when I do that, my spine gets really rounded. So I lift my hips a little bit higher, and then that allows me to keep a long spine. Push into your feet, take a huge inhale, stand up, sweep up, big breath in. Open your mouth, exhale as you come back to malasana. 2 more times, push into your feet, inhale. Big breath out the mouth. 1 more, inhale, stand up. Side out. Stay here, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Heel to your feet, back to hips width. Maybe shake it out, bending the knees. Flat back, inhale. Exhale is Chaturanga. If you want a crow pose, you may take it now. That was the best one yet.
I think so.
Today's my day.
Nice job.
We've got Neha practicing her. We're going to crow pose over here. Quarantine crow pose time. Downward facing dog. We'll do the second side. Feet closer. Lift your heels, inhale. Bend your knees, push back, exhale. Inhale, left knee, left tricep. Maybe you push up. Exhale, left leg up and back. Take a breath in. Breath out, warrior one, left toes to your thumbs, spin the right heel down, sweep up on your inhale. Breath in, hand sweep back, breath out. Right hand forwards, inhale. Exhale, spin open warrior two. Right hand behind the low back, left hand to your heart. Tilt back, inhale. And side angle is your exhale. Pause here at the left, elbow to the left thigh, and lift the right shoulder, lift the chest. Try to fill up your hand with your heart. And then hover the left elbow. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor. Keep your feet exactly as they are, but crawl your hands to the right. Reach your hands away from the left leg. So it's a side body stretch on the left side of your body. Breath in. Lizard lunge is your breath out. Flip up the right heel. One inhale here. And one time exhale, we shift back, lengthen the left leg. As you bend the left knee, you might grab the blocks if you did so on the first side. Really wide half split. Shift forwards, lift the right leg up. And then notice if all of your weight is super shifted to the left, how can you shift that a little bit more towards center? You lift the left hip and you turn the right hip down. Lift the left hip, turn the right hip down. And then push the right leg up towards the ceiling, flexing the foot. We'll pulse that leg up for 3, 2, 1. Step the right toes all the way back. Skandasana, crawl your hands to the right. And again, if you like shifting side to side, you may. Or you stay in one spot. And then crawl your hands to a lizard lunge, top of the back. Look forward, step forwards, malasana, right foot outside your right hand. Sink your hips, but not too low. So I'm more concerned about you pushing into your feet and reaching the chest forwards than hips being heavy. In fact, you want to keep the hips pretty light. Push into your feet. Big inhale as you sweep out and up. Open your mouth. Malasana. 2 more, stand up. Inhale. And exhale. Maybe close your eyes this last one. Inhale. Open your mouth. Stay here, inhale. Exhale, forward fold, heel toe your feet, hips width. Noticing maybe if anything bubbled up for you in that like really deep breathing. Sometimes deep breaths can cause some stuff to bubble up to the surface. So noticing what, if anything, that may have been. Flat back, inhale. Exhale is Chaturanga, perhaps a crow pose along the way, gripping the floor with your fingertips. Not bad. And then give yourself a break here. Give yourself a moment. Tap your knees down, either coming to a seat or a child's pose. If you liked closing your eyes with your hand to your heart, you could do that here, tuning back in. And once you've grabbed some water, come all the way onto your belly. So we did single leg bow. We're going to do full bow. So reach your hands towards the back of the room. Just relax here for a second. First step is to bend the knees. You want to contract the hamstrings just like you would do in crow pose. Hold the heels in really tight. And then like locust pose, you lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together, grab a hold of your outer ankles. And then once you've got them, you kick into your hands. You lift the chest. Steady in your breath. One more inhale. And exhale, release it. Bring your right cheek down, and you might sway your shin side to side. And we'll do one more, and I'm going to offer you sort of a different bind here as we come into bow pose a second time. We'll start the same way. Bend the knees, pull the heels in, lift your chest, and this time as you lift your hands, flip the thumbs face up. So thumbs face up, palms face out, and then grab your ankles that way. It'll be probably the inner ankles that you reach, and then kick into your hand, lift the chest. I think this is a little bit better of a shoulder opening, but you can decide for yourself. One more inhale. Exhale, left cheek down, sway your shins side to side, just relaxing the legs. And then however you want to get there, you'll come to down dog. One last standing sequence. And oh, before we do that, I should show you this first. So it's funny because it wasn't long ago that this isn't a new sequence. I taught this the beginning of quarantine and then also towards the end of normal times in the studio. So I have like deja vu teaching this now, being in the hot room. But what we are going to potentially come into this third and final round is an arm balance, scissors arm balance. And it happens really fast in the sequence. So no worries if you want to slow down and take it really slow and work on coming into it and then meeting up with us. That's fine, but just know that it's pretty quick. So I'll show it to you. I'll go this way. So we start the same way. Feet close together, lift the heels, the hips, bend your knees, get ready to pounce. And then you pounce right knee outside right tricep. Now, if you want to go to the arm balance, you've got to keep going forward. So you don't just stop here. You continue to shift forwards until your elbows can bend. You guys see me? Yeah. And then you squeeze the right knee in, and then start to straighten the legs. This feels terrible today. My body's so happy about the arm balance today. So let me reiterate a couple things. So you're pouncing right knee outside right tricep. You got to keep going forward. So almost imagine this right leg almost isn't even there. In the upper body, you're coming to Chaturanga. You have to squeeze this right knee in really tight, just like you would in crow pose. And the last thing is what we did in our standing split really wide, this back leg pushing up. You want to find the same thing here. So when I come into it, I'm not just like falling forward. This leg is not dead. It's pushing actively up towards the ceiling. So I will cue that when we're moving through the sequence. So again, if you want to do it, do it. If you want to take your time to do it, that's fine. But it happens quickly, so just know that. All right, so we'll come into down dog. Feet closer together, lift your heels, bend your knees, load up the energy. Right knee, right tricep. If you're coming into the arm balance, keep going forwards, bend the knees, push into your hands, and then push that left leg up. Whew. Eventually the right leg will reach up and back, and eventually you'll come into warrior one, right foot steps forwards, left heel down. Again, catching up with us if you're still working, no worries. Take an inhale. Exhale, sweep your hands back, lean forwards. Inhale, left hand forwards. Exhale, spin open warrior two, left hand behind the low back, right hand to your heart. Is this right? Yeah, okay, reverse it, inhale. Exhale, side angle, but hover. See if you can find side angle without ever putting the right elbow down. Lean back. A few options here. We're coming from here into half moon pose. Now you could keep both of these binds as you come into half moon. It's quite a bit harder, as you can see, without your arms to balance. You could also remove one or both of your arms. So maybe I keep the heart, maybe I keep the half bind. Or maybe I get rid of both of them, come into half moon, and then you can always bring one back or bring both back. Okay? So half moon. If you'd like to find Shavasana, you just like a bow pose, you bend the left knee, you reach for the ankle, and you kick into your hand. If you've got your right hand to your heart, think of, again, filling up your hand, filling up your palm with your heart, with your chest. Puff it up. This time we come to the top of a triangle pose. So you step your left foot back, and you split your arms open. And then triangle, lengthen the right side of your waist, right hand to your shin or to your ankle. Lengthen the spine. And then keeping your arms open, stand up. Take your hands to your hips. Turn to face the front of your mat and step your left foot a little bit wider so your hips can square forwards. And then two options, either prayer hands at the low back or in the middle of your back, pushing the palms together, or if your hands do not come together, just give yourself a fist bump. What I want you to avoid here is sticking the butt out like so, and also the shoulders rounding forward. So tailbone is down, and then shoulders lower and the front of your chest lifts. Take an inhale. Exhale, pyramid pose. Reach the spine forwards, fold forwards. Look forwards, flip up the left heel, warrior three, keeping the bind, push into the right leg, lift the left leg. And then we stand up, push into the right leg, lift up, left knee into your chest, hands to heart. Lower the left knee in line with the right, grab a hold of the outer left ankle. Take your right hand to your heart today, dancer pose. Bend into the right knee, lean forwards and find a little kick into the left hand. So come out, slowly release the kick. Left hand meets the right, both hands over your heart. Close your eyes. Maybe you keep your eyes closed. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, forward fold. Flat back, inhale. Downward dog, maybe through Chaturanga, or you skip it. All right, last time, feet together. Lift your heels, bend your knees, look forwards, pounce left knee, left tricep. Maybe you keep going forwards until you can bend the elbows and lift the legs. Eventually the left leg shoots up and back, and then the left foot steps forwards. Warrior one is where we'll meet. Taking your time. Breath in, sweep your hands back, breath out. Right hand forwards, inhale. Exhale, spin open, warrior two, right hand behind the low back, left hand to your heart. Lean back, inhale. Exhale, lean into side angle pose. So try not to let the left elbow hit, but see if you can still lift the chest. And then you decide what to do for half moon. Do you keep both the arms like so? Do you release one or both? Find your way to half moon, however you want to get there. Maybe at a certain point you bring back the half bind, or you bring back the left hand to your heart. Bend the right knee, maybe for Shavasana. It's like dancer, but you're leaning all the way to the left. And then fill up your hand, puff up the chest. And then we land at the top of a triangle pose. Right foot steps back, arms open. And then triangle. Right hip shoots back. Left side of the waist lengthens. Stand up with your arms open, inhale. Hands to your hips, exhale. Turn to face the front of your mat and then step the left or the right foot wider so both hips can spin forwards. And then same thing, prayer hands or fist bump at the middle of your back. Try not to scoop out the butt. Try to lengthen the tailbone and then lift the shoulders. Take a breath in, lean forwards, breath out, pyramid pose. Pushing the palms together, pushing the fists together, continuing to lift the chest, continuing to lift the fronts of the shoulders away from the floor. Look forwards, lift the right heel. Warrior three, keep the prayer hands or the fists. Keep lifting the chest. And then push into the left foot, stand up, right knee into your chest, hands to heart center. Lower the right knee in line with the left. Take your left hand to your heart and right hand outside the right ankle. Dancer, kick into the right hand, lean forwards. So again, to lift the chest, to find that heart opening, to find that deeper back bend in the chest, you're thinking of filling up the left palm with your heart. And then you come to standing, right foot down, right hand in front of or on top of left. Closing your eyes. Maybe your eyes stay closed. Inhale, both arms rise. And then exhale, fold forwards. Flat back, inhale. Downward facing. From downward facing, shift forwards to a plank pose, and then tap your knees down, come to tabletop. From tabletop, bring your forearms down, and then you want to measure the width of your forearms to make sure they're shoulders width. So with your hands, you grab opposite elbows. That's the width that you want. So just turn the forearms back forwards, and then tuck your toes, dolphin pose. Just like down dog, but on your forearms. We're gonna play with a little pounce sort of variation here as well. Lift your hips as much as you can. Inhale. Bend your knees, look forwards. Chaturanga. Crazy. Dolphin pose. There we go. Let's do two more. Lift your heels. Bend your knees, look forwards. Chaturanga. Oh, no. Dolphin pose, forearms down. One more, lift your heels. Bend your knees, just do a shot. Right to chaturanga, pounce, push yourself forwards, and then push yourself back to dolphin. Whew. And then knees down, child's pose. Reach your hands towards the back of your mat. Let your palms flip face up. And then come up to stand on your shins. We'll do 2 camel poses today. To set up your camel, most of you know this, you can either start with blocks on either side of your ankles. If you like something a little bit taller to reach for, but also knowing that you don't have to reach for anything, you can always keep your hands to the low back. I like to start with tucked toes. So hands to the low back. Same thing we did in pyramid pose, the tailbone reaches down, and then the chest lifts, just like in pyramid pose. Lift your heart. We've been doing this all class. Puff up your chest. You could stay here. Maybe you think about sliding your hands down the backs of your legs any amount. That can be a way to go deeper without going all the way. But if you start to feel crappy in the low back, you want a little bit more support for your hands, you want to lift up a little bit. Yeah, your hands could come to the blocks, or they could come to your heels. And then just like we did in bow pose, you start to push your chest forwards. Almost imagine like you were kicking into your hands to lift the heart. To come out of it, you push the shins down, you stand up. Untuck the toes and just take a seat for a moment on your shins. And then we'll do one more. So standing up on your shins, and you decide how you want to set it up. If you like the blocks, if you like toes tucked or not, all of that's up to you. Hands to your low back. Low back lengthens, heart poofs forwards, it pushes forwards. As you lift the heart, you can even push the hips forwards a little bit. If it feels okay, you can drop your head. When you come out, push into the legs. The head is the last to come up. And then sit back on your shins. Just pause here. You could close your eyes. And then for our hip opener, so either, it's up to you, half pigeon or figure four on your back. So for half pigeon, I'm going to come into down dog to get there. If you'd rather take figure four, you can come right onto your back. For figure four, crossing your right ankle over your left thigh. For half pigeon, right knee outside the right wrist. Letting your hips go back a little bit further. Keeping the spine long if you choose to come down. Always thinking about lengthening the right side of your waist, lengthening the right hip back instead of compressing it. If you're in half pigeon, bring your hands back to the floor and gently come onto your right hip. You'll bring the left leg forwards. If you're coming from figure four, you'll basically sit up, keeping the shape of your legs. You'll wind up with left leg forwards, right foot inside the left thigh. We'll start with the side bend. Left hand to your left foot, right arm reaches over your ear. Just go ahead and drop the left ear to the left shoulder, but try to lift the right side of your chest a little bit. And try to bring the right knee closer to the floor. So really lengthening the right side of your waist. And then you'll start to sit up. You'll step your right foot down, and then step the right foot outside the left leg. So you're crossing over. And I need to shimmy my hips back. So I'm sitting up tall. And then we twist to the right. So right hand behind you. You can either hug the right knee in, or you can plug the left elbow outside the right leg. Try to sit as tall as you can, lengthen the spine, take a breath in, twist a little bit deeper on your breath out. And then gently unwind, take it to the other side. It's a little counter twist. You can ten your fingers and drop your head. And then as you come forwards, we set up the second side. So either half pigeon or figure four on the back. Left knee over the right thigh for figure four, or for half pigeon, left knee outside the left wrist. This is often where the work really starts to happen in yoga class, when you've moved a lot, you've maybe sweated a little bit, you've gotten the jitters out, now we're starting to slow down. This is where the mind really starts to wander. Particularly in hip openers, can be intense for some of us whose hips are really tight and maybe cope with our feelings, with our emotions by tightening muscles and resisting. So see what comes up for you as you soften a little bit more. And it's not so much about forcing the mind to be quiet, it's more about listening to what the mind has to say without judging it or without attaching yourself to whatever chatter is going on. Being curious instead of judgmental.
And for those of us in half pigeon, you'll start to bring your hands to the floor, slide onto your left hip, and bring the right leg forwards. If you're in figure four, you'll just sit up, extend the right leg, and bring the left foot inside the right thigh. Right hand to your right foot, left arm over your ear. Big side bend, but just let the right ear drop. And then see if you can lift the left rib cage a little bit more. Maybe moving the left knee closer to the floor. And then coming up to a seat, step your left foot down, scoot the hips back, and then step the left foot over the right leg. And then we twist to the left. Left hand goes behind you, right behind the low back, either hugging the left knee in or a little bit deeper right elbow outside the left thigh. And you kind of use that as leverage. Inhaling to lift the heart, lengthen the spine. Exhaling to twist a little bit deeper. And then unwind, turn to the right. Tent your fingers, counter twist, just bow your head. And then come back forwards. We'll wind up on our back. So if you'd like to take one last downward dog to even out, you're welcome to. And actually, let's just come to a seat. I feel like I want a forward fold, so we're gonna do a quick forward fold. So come to a seat and plant or bend your knees a little bit, as little or as much as you want to. Reach both arms up, take an inhale. And then exhale, bow forwards, grab a hold of your feet. So very similar to our downward dog sensation of bending the knees and just letting the belly rest on the thighs, or also similar to ragdoll. And if at any point you feel like you want a little bit more, you could scoot the hips back, you could scoot the heels forwards. You might close your eyes. All right, now let's come back up. Scoot the hips forwards and come all the way onto your back. And once you find your way onto your back, hug your knees into your chest. And then a simple twist, let your knees fall to the right, let the left shoulder open. And come back to center and twist opposite side, hips to the left, or knees to the left, right arm opens. And then come back to center, and any final last pose that you'd like to take, maybe a happy baby or a supported inversion or inversion of any kind, really. Just a few final moments. Closing your practice. And eventually, and take your time getting there, but once you feel ready, once you feel complete, you'll set up a shavasana, whatever that looks like for you this morning in your own home. And let your body get as soft as you can allow it to be. Noticing where you might be resisting or holding on to any pieces of tension. And giving those places permission to soften. Take one last big inhale through your nose all the way up. And gently let it go. Shavasana. Begin to take deeper breaths, more intentional breaths, bringing more awareness back to your body, back to the space that you're in this moment. And eventually starting to move. And sliding your feet to the floor. Hug your knees in, and as you're ready, find your way to a seat. Keeping your eyes closed. And bring your hands palm over palm, rest them at the center of your chest. Again, tuning into the rise and fall of your chest with every breath in and breath out. Tuning into the beating of your heart, maybe a little bit harder to feel now that it's not beating quickly, but it's there. Feeling in openness in your heart, an openness to explore internally with compassion, and openness to connect with each other here, practicing together, knowing that we're connected despite physical difference. We don't need to rely on a physical space to connect. And bring your hands together and lift your thumbs up to the center of your forehead. We'll send gratitude to each other for sharing this space, sharing this practice. Namaste. Thank you, guys.